A while back, someone asked in the comments what Bible translation I use, and I'm happy to answer that question, but I also get a little nervous answering questions like this because I don't want to create any division. So if you use a different Bible translation than I do, that's totally fine. Christian history has spanned for over 2,000 years now, and in that time, it's really only the last 200 years, 300 years that we have had the ability to have our own Bibles and choose our own translation. So 85 to 90% of Christian history, people didn't have their own Bible. People didn't know how to read a Bible necessarily. And so you would only hear the Bible audibly, maybe at church, and just little sections at a time rather than the whole thing. So whatever Bible someone has, for the most part, it is great to be able to have your own Bible and read the Word of God. I also went into a video about different translation styles because a lot of translations can be grouped in a couple different styles, and they tend to fall on a spectrum of translations that try to capture the exact meaning versus translations that try to capture the exact words. And those aren't always the same thing because every language has its own nuance, and so there's no way to do a perfect one-to-one translation. So you can check out the video I did if you want to learn a little bit more about that. But the Bibles that I use kind of span that spectrum. So the one I use most often is the New International Version, the NIV, and it fits in that middle ground where it tries to get the meaning as close as possible, or it tries to get the words as close as possible, but when the words would make the meaning unclear, then it'll pivot towards meaning. So I think this is a really great middle ground Bible. I like this. I've been reaching for this one for forever, for as long as I've been a Christian. I also have recently picked up a New Living Translation, and this Bible fits more of that meaning, where it really focuses on the meaning and it a little bit less on getting the exact words right. Again, check out that translation video I did that explains exactly how that works. But I'm loving this one. I've just started one of those Bible in a Year plans through this, and it's just so easy to read since it does try to focus on the meaning. The words are in plain English. So I'm loving that one. And then I also have a New Revised Standard Version Bible in RSV, and this is one that focuses more heavily on getting the words closer to the original words in the original language, and a little bit less. Sometimes the meaning can be lost in doing that, but it's great for, when you want to do some study and really drill into the words. So those are the 3 physical Bibles I use. Again, I reach most for the New International Version one, but I also use Bibles on my phone plenty and on the internet, and I love the website and the app blueletterbible.com. Because there you can go into any Bible verse you want, see a variety of translations, but you can also zoom in on a passage, zoom in on a verse, zoom in on the individual words of a verse, and you can see what those words were in the original language, and then how that word is used throughout the rest of the Bible to get, a greater sense of the meaning for when you want to do study like that. That's not an everyday thing for me, but those are my go-tos, and I would love to know what your go-tos are and why, and thanks so much for listening. If you have any other questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments, and I'll do another AMA in the future. Thanks.